Hey, my lusty divas and dudes. If you haven't already, join me over at ericalanice.com. Over there is where you'll get a little more personable videos. You'll also get a few nude videos. I do my naked vlog series over there. It's really classy, but at the same time, it is what it is. I'm nude. So if you don't want to see my tits, don't go over there. If you're curious about what I'm talking about, because I talk a lot about my sex life over there. I've written for years on a blog about my sex life and the things that I've done in my, as far as like making money, from my porn days to my massage days to my escorting days to what I'm doing now and everything. So I'm gonna post a lot of those videos over there at ericalanice.com. So go over there and check me out, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, even my nude videos are classy. You don't really see much except for my titties. That's it. That's it. I'm not getting ready to be popping it open and popping the pussy open and everything for you. So I want you all to be comfortable and go over there and just have a good time, because that's where my good time is at. But anyway, I wanted to talk about being a sex positive parent. I did a consultation about I'm going to say a couple months ago. It was back before Christmas. It was before Christmas. And she was asking me, how do I juggle being a sex worker, being a mom, working a regular 9 to 5. She says, how do you do that without feeling like you're embarrassing your child? Because I'm going to tell you something. It's not the fact that my son gets embarrassed. He has it. I mean, this is the thing. When it comes to sex and teens, it is what it is. It is, especially if they black. I live in a black community, so yeah, my son has his reservations about what I do, but it's very, very accepting of it. He's very, very accepting of it, because this shit ain't new to him. Okay? Back when he was growing up, I would take him to sex positive events. We would go to gypsy festivals. We would go to art festivals, and a lot of these art festivals will have a lot of nude art. I grew up. He grew up going to gay events, especially gay events that are family oriented, where especially there's a lot of gay clubs here in St. Louis that have Easter egg hunts and stuff for children. They have Santa Claus for children, because a lot of gays have kids, so me and my son, we went to a lot of that stuff. I went to a lot of sex positive events growing up. So my son isn't necessarily new to this world of being sex positive. The only issue that he usually has is if he runs across something on the internet. But for the most part, as far as the stuff that you can read, like my blogs and stuff like that, and my radio show, he's aware of that stuff, and he does listen to that stuff or whatever. But this is the one thing that I want to say. It's easier to hide your indiscretions. Whether you're a swinger or whatever you do, it's easier to hide when your children are small. But when they get older, you have to think of creative ways of either hiding it or being courageous and just letting them know, hey, look, I'm grown, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I do, this is my life, woo, 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 woo. But at the same time, I made a promise to my son that nothing that I do in my personal life will ever affect him. It will never, ever affect him financially or mentally or whatever. And I tell him all the time, if you go looking for me on the internet, you're going to find me. So you know what I'm saying? If you're going to knock at the devil's door, you got to expect for the devil to answer. So don't go looking for shit. Don't go looking for shit. And that's my motto with him. I said I won't put it in your face, but at the same time, don't go looking for shit. So he doesn't go looking for nothing. But and he's not embarrassed. It's just that if he runs across something, he's like, Mama, but I try to be really honest with my son. I really, my son is 17, he's about to be 18 in a couple months, so I try to be very, very honest with my son, and I try to give him the best life that I can, the best life imaginable. We go out to the movies, we go to concerts, we travel together. You know what I'm saying? I made sure that we live in a decent neighborhood. He goes to a nice school. So, no matter what I do with my body or my pussy or my time or whatever the fuck I'm doing, I always make sure that his life and his living conditions is up to point. You know what I'm saying? My son ain't never needed for nothing. Never needed for nothing. You know, so, you know, I'm really, really good at compartmentalizing. I'm really, really good at being, you know, the sex worker. I'm really, really good at being the porn actress. I'm really, really good at being a blogger. I'm really, really good at being a mom. I'm really, really good at being a daughter. I'm really, really good at being, you know, in my square world, you know. It's good to be able to compartmentalize and have a switch. You know, know how to switch it off. You know, which is I'm good at. I'm good at my switch. You know, but yeah, if you have children, you just have to make sure that you are providing the best life imaginable. You know, me and my son was having this discussion, and he was talking about NBA YoungBoy. And he was just like, I love NBA YoungBoy's music. I just love it. And I'm just like, and I know NBA YoungBoy. I said, well, what do you love about his music? Oh, mama, it's so real. And he just be talking about real stuff. I said, what is he talking? What? He was like, mama, the struggle, you know, you know what I'm saying? My heart feels for his struggle. And I'm like, are you saying that because you think you struggle? I said, because one thing I will not ever have you doing is going into the world, telling the world that I had you struggling and that life was fucked up for you. He's like, no, Mom, I would never do that. I would never do that. He was just like, you provided the best life imaginable. But he was just like, Mom, there is people out there that's going through the shit that he's going through. He didn't say shit. But he's like, Mom, there's people out there that's going through the same stuff that he's going through, and I can feel it. He says, but no, if I was to ever become a big rapper, he says, I wouldn't embarrass you like that. He said, you went out of your way to make sure, you know, we was good over here. So as long as my son realizes that, no matter what he can make a rap song talking about, you know, my indiscretions or whatever, but one thing he will always have to put in there is that he ain't never had to need for nothing. He always had the best of everything. Whether I was, you know, going to school, selling ass, selling clips, or whatever the fuck I decided to do. We live good. We live good over here. You know, we live good over here. You know, so with that said, you know, if you are a sex positive person and you know, are very, very open with your sexuality, you're very, very fluent, you know how to jump in and out of, you know, types, you know, like me, you know, I talked about being bisexual a few years back. Well, not a few years. This is probably like 10, 11 years ago. I talked about being bisexual, but how I didn't practice bisexuality. I'm gonna tell you something. I be practicing like a motherfucker these days, and I'm just gonna say I'm not mad, honey, child. I am not mad at the decisions I've made, honey. You know, I am a trisexual. I will try anything once. But yeah, with that said, you know, as I said, you know, be you, be happy, put out positive vibes every single time, you know. And, you know, your kids will be fine. Your kids, I didn't turn this light on or nothing, Jesus. That's okay. I hope the lighting is okay. Alright, y'all. I will see you all next video. Again, please go and visit me over at ericalanice.com. I have one nude video over there. Now, if you want to see all of my nude shit, my porn and everything, ebonybodyworkstv.com. I will put the description in the description box below. If you're just curious about, you know, my sexuality, honey. So ericalanice.com is the rated PG-13. Ebony Body Works TV is the rated RX. So be leery. Alright, babies. I will see you all next video. Love ya.